I want to cover a bunch of common issues and frequently asked questions that I get about the site igmorefollowers.com that I talk about in my videos that you guys have had questions on. I've dealt with a lot of your questions and helped you with a lot of your issues. So now I have the most common ones. So I wanted to make a video on this so I can help more people, you know, ahead of time before they actually have these issues. So the number one issue is, why are my orders getting canceled, or why are my orders not delivering? So there can be a bunch of different reasons for this. So I'm going to cover the most common issues that I see for why this happens. You need to make sure that your account is public. I see so many people say that the order doesn't deliver, and then I go and check on the order and their account was private. So make sure that your account is public, and that's for any of these services that you want to get. Every single one is going to require your account to be public. You also want to make sure you're using a clean URL. I think you can also just use the username, but I like using the URL, which is going to be like the https://www.instagram.com/ and then username. Nothing else after the username. Cut off everything after the username. I mean, like, it can work if you put stuff on the end, or if you get the link from somewhere and it has stuff on the end, but just to be safe, make sure you're using a very clean link. And another thing that I get a lot is, why are my likes not delivering? Why are my engagements not delivering? So like comments, likes, story views, stuff like that. And the problem is that you are using your account URL. So for anything regarding to engagement, like likes, comments, story views, you need to make sure that you use the post URL and not the account URL. These services are specific to the posts and not to your account as a whole. So make sure you're using the account URL for followers, and make sure you are using the post URL for any kind of engagement like likes, comments, and views. Another issue I see is that people buy followers and then they go and make an order for the same account for followers again, and then they don't know why one of the orders doesn't deliver. So the way that the system works is it looks at your followers when you make the order, and it looks at how many you get. So then it's gonna think, if you buy a second order, that when you add the amount that you bought plus the amount you started with, as soon as it reaches, your followers reach that number, it's going to assume that it is done. So you can't do 2 orders at the same time for the same thing on the same account. That will cause issues. So make sure you wait for all the followers to come in before you make a second order. If some of these followers fall off, you can always ask them for a refill. That's perfectly cool, and they give refills. And if you've checked all this and your order still isn't delivering, or it is getting canceled, it's probably just some issues on the back end. Something's going on in the back end. All you have to do is, you know, try a different one of their services, or make a ticket and ask them what's going on, see if it is an issue on the back end, and see if they can help you out with whatever that issue is. Or if you're trying to get it faster, just purchase one of their other services for the same thing. Like, try one of their other followers if you're just trying to get followers. Hey, really quickly, I told my friend that I would shout out her new YouTube account where she shows herself buying a bunch of Instagram followers. So if you're interested in more about that, definitely go check out her YouTube account. This is her YouTube account right here. Her name is Nelly Marie, and her username is Nelly Marie YT. Tell her I sent you, by the way. Question number 2 that I see the most in the comments is, why are my likes, comments, and views not delivering? So I already kind of talked about this, and the main reason is that the URL that you're using is your account URL and not the post URL. So make sure you are using the post URL for getting engagement, like likes, comments, all that kind of stuff. And again, it could also be issues in the back end, so you can make a ticket and ask them and see what's going on. Question number 3 is, how do I buy likes, comments, and views? So yeah, you guys can see that these are all different variations of the same question, really. So you need to get the post URL, which is like the URL of the website when you go in a web browser. You can also go, it's also the share. So if you go to share and then copy link, that's going to be the link for the post that you want to use. And then you're going to use that post, and you can purchase the likes, comments, the views, whatever it is that you're trying to purchase. Question number 4 is, why are my TikTok followers taking so long to come in? So right now there's a really high demand for the TikTok followers. You guys have been loving that service. I made a few videos on it, and now people are ordering them like crazy. I'm working with them to come out with more services, and they have created a new service, which is, they think they put like a little fire emoji next to it now, but I would suggest trying that one. It's their fast delivery TikTok followers. So yeah, pretty much too many orders are going through and they can't keep up with the demand. So I'm trying to work with them to make more TikTok services for the followers, so that there are different services that people can try if the first one is too slow or something like that. But go ahead and try their new TikTok service on the site. Has a little fire emoji next to it. But yeah, it says fast TikTok followers. Question number 5. I paid with crypto and my funds aren't in my account yet. So Coinbase just changed how they did their payments, which I don't like at all. I don't think a lot of people like it, but whatever. It's what we have to do moving forward. Maybe I'll try and get them to work on a better solution. But for now, that's all we got is the new Coinbase system. Normally the payments go through within minutes, right? A couple minutes. But some of the payments, since they have to go across different networks and then it has to turn all of that funds into USD at the end, it turns whatever funds you're using into USD on the Ethereum network. So that takes time, and it can take up to like an hour, I think is the longest time for that payment to go through. I think on average it's taken like 20 minutes. So please wait like 20 to 30 minutes before you make a ticket and try and get help with that. Because yeah, the crypto payments are taking a longer time right now for those to come through. Question number 6. How do I do 6 with my fingers? I don't know. Can I cancel my orders? So I think they used to have a cancel option that they had to get rid of. I'm not really sure why, but now they can't cancel any orders as soon as you put it in. So if you put it in and it starts, you cannot cancel that order. You can check in your orders and see if there's a little cancel button, but if there's not a cancel button, there's no way to cancel that order, which is unfortunate. But just double check everything. Make sure you're actually ready to put in an order when you make that order, because you just need to know that you can't cancel it now going into it. Question number 7 is, how does the drip feed work? So I'm going to start this off by saying there's a lot of issues with the drip feed right now. So I wouldn't recommend doing it unless you absolutely have to. And if you are going to do it, I would do it with like a high number as the interval. Okay, so let's kind of talk about what the drip feed is. I have some notes right here so I can easily go off of it. So pretty much drip feed allows these services to come in slowly, like so it looks more natural, right? So you can control how the speed at which like the followers or the services come in. And there's 3 factors I think you have to put in. One is the interval, the other one is the number of runs, and the third is the quantity. So essentially what's going to happen is the quantity is how many of the service you want to go in, you want to happen each run. And then the interval is the time in between each run. So I'll kind of give you an example. If you do 5 runs of 100 followers, and then you put 60 minutes in between, intervals is in minutes. So if you put 60, it's gonna be 60 minutes. That means you're gonna get 100 followers, 5 different runs each hour. So with 60 minutes in between, you're gonna get those 100 followers to come in. So it's gonna keep doing that until you have the 500 followers. So even though there are issues right now and some of these drip feed orders will not go through, you guys don't get charged for any of the orders that don't end up going through. So you'll automatically get a refund. It won't even like tell you, it'll just go into your account, and then you can check the orders, and then you can see that you are charged like a different amount. So yeah, they have a system set up to where you only get charged for the orders that actually go through, and you don't actually get charged for any of the orders that don't actually go through. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing the drip feed right now unless you have to, but yeah, a lot of people are asking me about that. So that's how that works. If you're gonna do it, just put a high number. Like I would do like 2 hours as the interval number, because I think that's the main thing that's causing issues. Like the intervals are too soon and then it causes issues. Question number 8. There we go. What does the partial status mean? So the partial means that some of the service or order that you put in was delivered, but not all of it. And they automatically do the math, and they only charge you for the ones that went through, so you don't have to worry about that. And if you want more of the followers or likes or whatever, then you just have to put in a new order. All right, those were the frequently asked questions. If you guys have more, definitely put them down in the comments, and then maybe I'll do like a pinned comment with all of the questions that you guys have, the common questions that you have, and I'll answer them in the pinned comment if you have any more. That way we'll hit any new ones that I missed here. I'm also gonna see if they can get this on the site to make it a lot easier to have less people with less issues in the future. Had a lot of fun in this one. Hope you did too. Hope you leave a like. Hope you are subscribed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.